What is up, YouTube? Back in Madden 23. If you like Madden rebuilds and career simulations, then you came to the right place. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Say something in the comments. I appreciate everyone for watching and subscribing. That being said, today we're going to be doing the Jaguars 5-year rebuild. We got Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. He's a 76 overall superstar. He's actually having a pretty good year. The Jaguars are having a pretty good year so far in the season. We got James Robinson at running back, 84 overall. We got Etienne, backup running back they drafted last year. Christian Kirk, #1 receiver, coming over from the Cardinals on a big deal, 84 overall star dev. He is only 25 years old, so he does have room to grow. Marvin Jones coming into his second season with the Jaguars. At this point, I think he's like 32 years old. He's 81 overall with star dev. And then they signed Zay Jones in free agency coming over from the Raiders. This team spent a ton of money in free agency, bringing a lot of players over to the team. They got Evan Ingram, free agency, coming over from the Giants. He's an 82 overall star dev. Brandon Scherf at right guard, 88 overall superstar, one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL, coming over from Washington. Defensively, they brought in Oluokun from the Atlanta Falcons in free agency. He led the NFL in tackles last year, was like 192. He was just crazy out here with all these tackles. They drafted Trayvon Walker, #1 overall in the draft this year. He's a 77 overall hidden dev rookie. He should be a mainstay on the defense and develop into a superstar. Josh Allen's one of the best outside linebacker pass rushers in the NFL, 87 overall with star dev. We got Griffin at cornerback 1, 84 overall star dev. We got Williams, 81 overall star dev, coming from, I can't remember, from the Rams. Yeah, came over from the Rams on a big deal. So they brought in a ton of players in free agency. I know I said that already, but they spent the most money. And we got Campbell at cornerback 3, 75 overall. The safety positions are pretty weak at the moment. Gonna be looking to upgrade those, or maybe these guys can develop. We got Fadu Kasi at defensive end coming over in free agency. We got Hamilton at defensive tackle, 75 overall star dev, and Gotsis, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. 73 overall normal dev. We got 5 years to turn this team into a Super Bowl contender. Offensive line needs some help. We're gonna be focusing on trying to build the offensive line up for sure. And then on defense, we need another corner, probably, and a free safety and a strong safety. We do have Muma, 3rd-round pick. He's a 70 overall with hidden dev. He's a rookie, but we also have Devon Lloyd. He was a 1st-round pick, 74 overall, which is pretty good for a rookie. But he just has normal dev, which is, not ideal, but at least we have some depth at the linebacker spot here. Looking at the schemes and playbooks before I get into the regular season, this is the default settings for the Jacksonville Jaguars here in Madden. It says that they have a West Coast spread scheme, which is only a 45% scheme fit right now. But when you look at the Jacksonville playbook for offense, it says it's a power run West Coast. So why do they have a West Coast spread set on here? The power run West Coast is a 70% scheme fit, which is way better than this West Coast spread, which is 45%. But I went through and I started looking at all of them. The one that we had the highest percentage for is the vertical power run. And the Buffalo Bills offensive playbook is a vertical power run. And I think that that's a pretty good playbook on offense in general, because, Josh Allen, he always wins MVP. We got Trevor Lawrence at quarterback, so I'm going to go ahead and stick with this Buffalo's playbook and see if we can get some MVPs with Trevor Lawrence. Defensively, I'm just going to leave it with the Jacksonville 3-4, with the base 3-4 at 91%. Here at the midseason point, we're leading the division with a 5-2 record. The Titans are 4-2, the Colts are 3-4, and the Texans are 2-4. Off to a pretty good start so far in season 1. Looking at players ready to negotiate, we only got $27 million in cap space since they went on a spend and splurge this past offseason. So we're gonna have to pick and choose who we keep here. Josh Allen wants 6 years, $97 million. I don't think that we're even gonna be able to afford him. Let's look at it and see. Yeah, we can. Let's go ahead and offer this and see if he'll accept it. All right, he's coming back. We definitely don't want to lose him for sure. James Robinson wants 5 years, $31.9 million. I do want to keep him around. Let's see, Evan Ingram. I think that we can replace the tight end probably. Marvin Jones, already 32 years old, probably going to be looking to move on from him. Jawan Taylor, he would be a good young offensive lineman to bring back. He's 24 years old, 75 overall with normal dev, and doesn't want too much. So yeah, let me go ahead and try to get James Robinson real quick if we can afford it. If he'll take this offer, he accepted. We only got 4.8 million left now, so we probably don't even have enough to. Yeah, okay, we're gonna have to wait till the end of the year and see if we can free up some space in the contracts. End of the regular season, we finished 13-4, won the division by a mile, had an insane year. It looks like the Colts went 8-9, the Titans went 7-10, and the Texans went 5-12. Let's come over here and look at the stats for this season. I see Trevor Lawrence had the second most passing yards. We had the number 5 ranked offense. Offense is killing it with that Buffalo Bills scheme, playbook, and then the defense is 12th, so that's not bad at all. Trevor Lawrence had a crazy year, 5,125 yards passing with 43 touchdowns and only 9 interceptions. That's some Aaron Rodgers type MVP numbers right there. Trevor Lawrence threw 67% completion, 109.6 rating. James Robinson had 971 yards rushing, 4.4 per carry, so that's pretty good. 10 touchdowns. Backup running back Travis had 316 yards, 3.5 with 7 touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence got in on some running action, had 200 yards, 3.9 per carry with 6 rushing touchdowns. So he threw for 43 touchdowns and ran for 6, so he got 49 touchdowns himself on the season. Christian Kirk had a great year, 95 catches, 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns. Zay Jones, 80 catches, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. Marvin Jones had 978 yards with 5 touchdowns. Evan Ingram, 697 yards, 7 touchdowns. Defensively, Oluokun led the team in tackles with 111. Trayvon Walker had 17 TFLs. Allen had 12. Josh Allen led the team in sacks with 15. Nice. Smoot had 6 sacks from the defensive end spot. Trayvon Walker, the rookie, had 3.5 sacks. Devin Lloyd led the team in interceptions at the middle linebacker spot as a rookie with 5. Oluokun had 4. Tyson Campbell had 4. Darius Williams had 2, Cisco had 2, Josh Allen had 1, and Shaquille Griffin had 1. Gonna be playing against the 9-8 Miami Dolphins in the divisional round of the playoffs. They beat the Browns 31-28, and on the other side we got Kansas City against Buffalo. Man, we got lucky that we missed both of them. Here playing in Jacksonville in the divisional round, we're tied 3-3 in the first, down 10-3 in the second quarter. Down 17-3, now it's 17-10 in the third quarter. We tied it up 17-17 going into the fourth. We're down 24-17, it's tied 24-24. We're up 27-24. It's tied 27 all, went to overtime. Can we get the win? We got the win in overtime with a field goal. Final score 30-27. 33-27. Looking at the player stats from that playoff game, Trevor Lawrence threw 417 yards and 3 touchdowns, had an insane game with the 135 QB rating. Tua threw a 102 QB rating, 409 yards, 2 touchdowns, so it was just a whole bunch of offense in this game, well, passing wise anyways. AFC Conference Championship, we're going to be playing against the 10-7 Buffalo Bills, so that means they beat the Chiefs. Dang, that was a high scoring game, 45-35. 1 game away from the Super Bowl against either the Cowboys or the Rams. Playing in Jacksonville for the AFC Championship game, we jump up to a 3-0 lead. This Bills take a lead 7-3 in the second quarter. We're down 14-3 in the second. Can we get back in this game? 14-9 in the fourth. We came back a little bit. 14-12, kicking field goals out here. 17-12, and what happened at the very end? The Bills held us off. We lost 17-12 in the AFC Championship game. It's all right. We got 4 more years left to go. Trevor Lawrence threw for 347 yards in that game, but he only had a 92 QB rating because he didn't throw any touchdowns. Josh Allen threw 283 yards and 2 touchdowns with a 114 rating. 2022 season recap: the Bills beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl 42-31 to get their first ever Super Bowl championship. Josh Allen won MVP of the Super Bowl, but look who won MVP of the regular season: Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence. Doug Peterson won Coach of the Year with the Jaguars. Cooper Kupp Offensive Player of the Year with the Rams. Khalil Mack won Defensive Player of the Year with the Chargers. I don't think I've seen that. Romeo Doubs won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Packers, and Aiden Hutchinson won Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Lions. Looking at players ready to re-sign before free agency, we got $20 million in cap space. I don't think I'm going to bring Evan Ingram back or Marvin Jones. He's 33 years old at this point. I do want to bring Jawan Taylor back. He wants 2 years, 13 mil. We got $20 million in cap space. He's coming back. Who else do we want to keep around? Not interested in any of these guys. Smoot just had a lot of sacks for us, but he's 28 years old and he's only 73 overall. Looking at the team salaries to see where we can free up some space, and Cam Robinson is getting paid a lot of money. He's getting paid $22 million a year. But I want to free up the cap space, but I know that left tackles are expensive in this game, so I'm just going to leave it the way that it is. This guy right here, though, Robertson Harris, he's 30 years old. He's only a 69 overall. Last year of his deal, if we cut him, we're going to save 7.8 mil, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. He's going to be a cap casualty. This is what the starting lineup is looking like before we go into free agency. Trevor Lawrence jumped up to Superstar X Factor since he just won MVP. Go over here and look at it real quick. See, player award, most valuable player, development trait increase to Superstar X Factor, and he won QB of the year too. He does have the franchise QB tag. He will not be replaced by their team until later in their career, and he has the award winner tag. Teams are more interested in this player during free agency. Well, he's definitely not going to free agency, so. We still got James Robinson playing up to 89 overall right now. Everyone has, well, Trevor Lawrence and James Robinson both have a +3 morale boost along with Zay Jones. Christian Kirk is a superstar, 88 overall. We got Agnew at wide receiver 3, and Zay Jones is up to 82 with that +3. So I think the wide receivers will be good for now. Could focus on getting the offensive line. We need a center. I guess we can leave these guys to develop. Just try to get a center for sure. We just re-signed Jawan Taylor. Definitely need another tight end. Defensively, Devin Lloyd has star dev, and he jumped up to star dev. He had normal dev last year as a rookie. Muma has star dev too. Trayvon Walker's up to 80 overall. The way that this defense is looking right now, I'm thinking about switching to a 4-3 because we can move Hamilton and Fatu Kasi to defensive tackles, move Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker down to defensive ends, and then we can have Alu Khan at middle linebacker, Lloyd at outside linebacker, and Muma outside linebacker. And then we won't have to worry about signing any free agents in those positions. Can try to get some new safeties. Campbell jumped up to star dev. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch the defense to that. All right, I'm switching to a 4-3 defense. We're at a 78% scheme fit right now, and I'm going with the Buffalo's defense and see how that goes. I've never tried it before on a different team other than the Buffalo Bills when I did their rebuild. All right, so I switched to the 4-3 defense, and everyone is pretty much a scheme fit now except for Trayvon Walker at left end. I think it wants him to be a run stopper for the scheme, but that doesn't matter. We still want him coming off the edge, rushing the quarterback. So Muma is a scheme fit. I think it's a pass coverage linebacker, and then this is a run stopper, and then this is a field general. So we got the whole defensive line and linebacker set right now. Can try to upgrade free safety and strong safety. In free agency, I signed Jabril Peppers, 81 overall, superstar dev, 27 years old. Got him on a 4-year deal. Bringing in Irv Smith at tight end. He's 25 years old, 76 overall with star dev on a 3-year deal, and got the center Bradley Bozeman, 75 overall with normal dev, 28 years old. He was the best center that was available, so we needed a center, so I signed him. We have pick number 30 since we made it to the AFC Championship game. There was some offensive linemen and some defensive linemen that I was looking at, but they're all gone, so I'm going to draft this wide receiver, Stephen Mcdonald. He's a scheme fit, deep threat. Got him 90% scouted. He only has C catching traffic, C catching. He has A deep route and C release. 23 years old, so he's a little bit on the older side, but he's a pretty good athlete. He has elite acceleration, elite agility, elite speed, runs a 4.2, 4.40, and I'm gonna go ahead and draft him and see how it goes. And he has normal dev, dang. 96 speed though, 95 agility, 97 acceleration, only 58 strength, so he's a little scrawny guy. Here in the second round, I'm gonna draft this vertical threat, scheme fit, tight end, Stanley Buchanan. He's 22 years old. He's 6'3", 235 pounds. He's a decent athlete. His acceleration is poor, but he has good agility, good change of direction, great jumping, great speed, and solid strength. Skills wise, he has B, break tackle, B, catching traffic. He's only 50% scouted, so we don't really know a ton about him. C, short route, D, stiff arm, so I'm going to take a chance on him. He's got normal dev. The wide receiver we drafted in the first round is a 75 overall, so that's good to see. He's definitely going to be starting, or he's going to be in the slot anyways. 96 speed, 97 acceleration. It's freaking fast. So I'm going to have him starting in the slot and see if we can get him to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I went ahead and simulated the rest of the draft picks and let the computer draft these other guys, and they drafted this right guard in the 4th round. He's 74 overall with hidden dev. Dang. Nice little pick right there. The rest of these guys don't look very interesting at all. Maybe this middle linebacker, McLeod, he's a 70 overall. He just has normal dev though. Trevor Lawrence is up to 87 overall, X Factor. Robinson's at 87. Kirk's got superstar. Mcdonald is that rookie receiver we drafted in the 1st round. I'm definitely going to make sure he plays in the slot over Agnew. And then on the offensive line, since the computer drafted this right guard, I'm going to move him to center and make him the starter over Bozeman, since Barch, he is only a 72, but he does have a star dev. So I'm going to trade Bozeman away to make sure that the computer doesn't put him as a starter, because they love to do that type of stuff. Defensively, we brought in Jabril Peppers at safety. He's playing up to 83 overall with superstar. Everybody that's starting on our team has at least star dev, except for this free safety, but he should be all right for 1 year. So I'm gonna trade that center away real quick, and then we'll be on our way. The Bills were really interested in the center Bozeman, so I traded him to them for a 3rd round pick. Beginning of the season, I haven't simulated any games yet, and the computer keeps putting Agnew over top of Mcdonald on the depth chart, so I'm just gonna go ahead and trade Agnew away to just get rid of that issue altogether. The Arizona Cardinals were really interested in Agnew at wide receiver, so they gave us a 3rd round pick for him. Here at the midseason point, not off to a good start. We're only 2-5, last in the division. The Texans are 4-3, the Colts are 4-3, and the Titans are 3-3. We got $31 million in cap space. Shaquille Griffin's contract is up. He wants a 1 year, $12 million deal. Hamilton wants 2 years, $12 million. See if there's any like big name players over here we have to re-sign. No. All right, well, I definitely want to bring Shaquille Griffin back. He's 28 years old, 85 overall with star dev. Go ahead and offer him this deal. He wants more years. All right. Devon Hamilton, I do want to bring him back. 2 years, $12 million. That's not bad for a starting defensive tackle. This is exactly the offer he was hoping for. He's coming back. Clayvon Chason, he's a bust, so he's going. Ben Barch, I do want to bring him back. 1 year, 2.65. That's pretty cheap for starting offensive lineman. I know he's pretty low in overall, but he can still develop, and that's going to be it for now. We do have a breakout wide receiver potential for a dev trait here. Let me go in here and see what it is. Christian Kirk, 4 touchdowns or 200 yards rushing, receiving. Maybe, possibly, I don't know, we'll see. Simulated to the next week. We did beat the Bills 33-27, so let's find out if we got this breakout dev trait. Didn't get it. End of the regular season, we finished 7-10, so we had a pretty bad year. Definitely not making the playoffs, obviously. Let's see what's going on here with the offense. We had the 3rd ranked offense. Trevor Lawrence led the NFL in passing yards. Defense 27, so switching to that 4-3 defense. Buffalo Bills wasn't so great. Trevor Lawrence threw for 5,387 yards, 49 touchdowns, 18 interceptions is a lot though. 66% completion with the 106.3 rating. Rushing, James Robinson had 207 carries for 893 yards, 4.3 per carry with 14 touchdowns. That's some good production from the running back spot. Christian Kirk had 106 catches for 1,600 yards and 16 touchdowns. Zay Jones had 92 catches, 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Rookie receiver Stephen Mcdonald had 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and tight end Irv Smith had 772 yards, 4 touchdowns. Defensively, Oluokun led the team in tackles with 120, Devin Lloyd right behind him with 119. TFL's Josh Allen had 22, Hamilton had 16, and Walker had 11. Sacks, Josh Allen led the team with 14, Trayvon Walker had 7.5, Fadu Kasi had 4 sacks. Darius Williams had 4 interceptions. Oluokun had 3, Griffin had 3, Devin Lloyd had 2, Jabril Peppers had 2. The Cowboys beat the Titans in the Super Bowl 17-9. Seems like a pretty boring Super Bowl overall. Cowboys get their 6th Super Bowl. DeMarcus Lawrence won Super Bowl MVP. Our boy Trevor Lawrence won back-to-back MVPs. Garrett Pratt, Coach of the Year with the Falcons. Cooper Kupp, Offensive Player of the Year with the Rams. Von Miller, Defensive Player of the Year with the Bills. Gonna try to re-sign Shaquille Griffin one more time before going into free agency. Let me go ahead and throw him a 2-year deal since he wanted more years. He's coming back good. We need him at cornerback for sure. Anybody else in here I want to take for another year? Doesn't look like it. I guess a kicker. He's not a great kicker, but we gotta have one on the team. So Riley Patterson coming back to the Jags. Nope, never mind. He decided not to. Can we franchise tag him? I'm just kidding. We're not gonna franchise tag him. Cam Robinson is making way too much, man. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and release him because he's only a 77 overall and he's gonna get paid $22 million this year. If we release him, we'll save 17.8 mil. So I'm definitely gonna go ahead and release him right now. Try to get that money back to spend on a player that's a better overall than him. Hopefully we don't make a mistake there, or hopefully I don't make a mistake there. Also, another guy I was looking at was Darius Williams. He dropped all the way down to a 77 overall, and he's gonna get paid $10.5 million this year on the last year of his deal. I'm gonna go ahead and release him and try to upgrade that position with that $10 million. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. Trevor Lawrence still has the X factor. He's playing up to a 96 overall. Christian Kirk got X factor. Wasn't expecting that, but good to see. Also, the rookie receiver Mcdonald did get upgraded to star dev. He was a normal dev before the season started as a rookie. Zay Jones got up to star dev too. He was normal dev also, 83 overall. Offensive line is looking pretty good. That center only had star dev. We do need a new left tackle though, since we cut, was it Cam Robinson? Defensively, Josh Allen got jumped up to superstar dev. Nice to see. Cornerback, we're gonna have to bring one in. Maybe we can get a true number 1 and have Griffin and Campbell behind them. Hopefully, possibly. Mua's playing down 3 for some reason, so technically he's a 74. He has something going on with him that he's not happy about. Oh, it says raise morale by winning games. I'm signing 88 overall star dev Kenny Moore at cornerback. He's 29 years old. Got him on a 2-year deal. Also bringing in left tackle Jedrick Wills Jr. He's 82 overall with star dev, 25 years old. We got 19 million in cap space left. We don't really have any more holes on the team to fill per se, but I do want to try to save some cap space because we're gonna have to re-sign Trevor Lawrence on a huge deal pretty soon. Here in the first round of the draft, we have pick 11 since we had a pretty bad year. I'm gonna draft this defensive tackle Tevin McFarland. He's a run stop and scheme fit. We only got him 50% scouted, but he has solid acceleration, good agility, solid change of direction, great speed and great strength. Skills wise, he has B block shed, B finesse moves, B play rec, B power moves, and A tackle. He's got hidden dev, 91 strength. Second round of the draft, I'm looking at this tight end, Justin Spade. He's a vertical threat scheme fit. We got him 50% scouted, but what I'm seeing looks pretty decent. He has good acceleration, good agility, elite change of direction, and elite speed. He runs the fastest 40 of all the tight ends. He has A break tackle, A catching, A deep route, A spectacular catch with D run block. So he's not a good blocker, but we don't need him to block. We just need him to catch the ball. He only has normal dev. That's disappointing. Does have 87 speed with 85 change of direction. That's a pretty good change of direction for someone that's 6'4", 260 pounds. First round pick, McFarland. He is a 75 overall with hidden dev, playing up to a 76. The tight end that we drafted in the second round is a 75 overall also with normal dev, but I probably will end up making him the starter. And I'll let the computer draft everyone else. They drafted this middle linebacker, Sean Grove. He's a 73 overall with hidden dev. For the start of the third season, Trevor Lawrence is a 92 overall X Factor. Christian Kirk still got X Factor. Mcdonald, that wide receiver we drafted, is 80 overall with star dev. At tight end, the guy that we drafted, I'm going to go ahead and make him the starter over Irv Smith, and I'm just going to end up trading Irv Smith away. Oh, won't let me make him the starter because he's starting at fullback. That's alright though. I'm gonna trade Irv Smith away. He's a 79 overall, so they're basically the same overall, but Spade is younger and has a chance to win Rookie of the Year on offense. The defensive tackle I drafted, I'm gonna end up making him be the defensive tackle 2, and I'm gonna trade Fadu Kasi and make Hamilton the defensive tackle 1. Hamilton's 27 years old with star dev and still has room to develop, and Fatukasi is like 31 and he's probably going to start falling off pretty fast. Alright, so I'll put Irv Smith and Fatukasi on the trade block together, and the Texans were the team that were most interested in them. They had a green on both of them. I tried to get a first round pick and it wouldn't work. I actually added a second round pick, but it still wouldn't work, so I ended up getting a second round pick straight up. At the midseason point, off to a pretty great start, 5-2. Texans are 4-2, the Titans are 1-5, and the Colts are 1-6. We got $119 million in cap space. Trevor Lawrence deal is up. He wants 7 years, $317 million. Got to give it to him because he definitely deserves it. He's only 24 years old. He's coming back. Brandon Scherf, 32 years old, 87 overall. I do want to bring him back, but I'm going to wait till the end of the year because he's probably going to regress a little bit, so we can get him a little bit cheaper. Olukan at middle linebacker, I'm not too sure about. I mean, he's been good for us, but I'm going to wait till the end of the year. I might try to upgrade that position to get someone that's in the 90s. Definitely don't need a $13 million backup running back. Zay Jones, 29 years old. At this point, he's going to start regressing pretty heavily, so I'll probably just move on from him. Tyson Campbell, I do want to bring him back. He's only 24 years old, 80 overall with star dev. He wants 5 years, 25 mil. There you go. He wants more years. All right. Thought I was giving you a bag, man. Andre Cisco, he's been starting at free safety for us because I can't find anyone to replace him. I keep trying to get players, but they keep turning us down. He only wants 2 years, 7.6 mil, so I'm going to go ahead and re-sign him to that just in case he has a breakout year and he ends up getting star dev. He's coming back. We went 14-3, had a great year, won the division, got the first round bye week in the playoffs. The Texans went 10-7, Colts went 9-8, and the Titans went 4-13. Check out the stats. Trevor Lawrence did lead the league in passing once again. Second ranked offense. He threw for 5,500 yards, out here balling. Defensively fifth, so this is our second year in the Buffalo Bills defense, and all of a sudden we went from 27th to 5th. Trevor Lawrence threw 5,500 yards, 47 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 71% completion with a 116 rating. That's definitely going to be his third MVP in a row. Rushing wise, James Robinson had his best season with 1,100 yards, 4.1 per carry with 22 rushing touchdowns. Very nice. Receiving, Christian Kirk had his best season yet, 118 catches for 1,688 yards, 11 touchdowns. Stephen Mcdonald, 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns. Zay Jones, 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns. Rookie tight end Spade had 856 yards with 6 touchdowns. Olukan had 142 tackles leading the team. TFLs, Trayvon Walker had 16. The rookie defensive tackle McFarland had 14 and 10.5 sacks. Devon Hamilton had 14 and Josh Allen had 12. Trayvon Walker led the team in sacks with 14.5, along with Josh Allen. Both had 14.5. McFarland had 10.5. We saw that. So we're getting a lot of sack production from this defensive line. Olukan had 3. Jabril Peppers led the team in interceptions with 3, and then a bunch of other guys had 1. With this 5,500 yard passing season, Trevor Lawrence did break the record for the most passing yards in a season, going past Peyton Manning that had 5,477. Last season, Trevor Lawrence had the 3rd most, but now it's going to be the 4th most. Playing against the 8-9 Las Vegas Raiders in the divisional round, they made the playoffs with a losing record. That's crazy. Let's see, they beat the Steelers 23-21. On the other side, we got the Bengals against the Bills. The Chiefs didn't make the playoffs. Playing in Jacksonville, we're up 7-0 in the first quarter. 7-7 is tied. We can't lose to this team that has a losing record. We're up 14-10 in the second. We're up 21-10 in the third. Come on, we're up 28-10. This is what we need. We need to just blow these guys out. Put up 40 on them. We're up 35-13. We're up 41-13. We win the game 41-13 in a blowout. And a team that shouldn't even been in the playoffs with an 8-9 record. The 14-3 Bengals in the AFC Conference Championship game. They beat the Bills 45-21, so they have a high-powered offense just like us. I mean, obviously they do. They got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon and T. Higgins and all these guys. Playing in the AFC Championship game for the second time in 3 years. We're down 7-3 and 14-6 in the second. Come on. 14-13, down by 1 in the second. We take the lead 20-14, third quarter. We're up 26-14, 26-21. Bengals are trying to come back. Bengals are losing 24, or we're losing 27-26 now, 29-27. Freaking crazy. Going to the Super Bowl at the very end of the game, we won 29-27, kicking field goals and stuff. We are going to be playing against the 12-5 Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl. They beat the Washington Commanders 42-36. Should be an interesting game. Playing in the Super Bowl. Let's go, Trevor Lawrence. Let's get you a Super Bowl here. We're down 6-0 in the first, so not starting off great. We're down 13-0 in the second. Come on now. Put some points on the board, man. Throw 7 up. There we go. 13-7, 19-7. Need to put some more points up here. 22-7. What the heck? 22-14. We lost 22-14. Made it to the Super Bowl and lost. The Cowboys beat us on the Super Bowl 22-14 to win their 7th one. Zeke won Super Bowl MVP. Our boy Trevor Lawrence won his 3rd MVP in a row. Doug Peterson won Coach of the Year with the Jaguars. Jonathan Taylor won Offensive Player of the Year with the Colts. Aaron Donald won Defensive Player of the Year with the Rams. Looking at players available to re-sign before free agency, we got $87 million in cap space. I'm going to go ahead and offer Brandon Scherf this deal. 1 year, $12.3 million. Definitely want to bring him back. He's coming back. He said he wants to go to another Super Bowl. Olukan, I'm going to just let him go to free agency and try to upgrade that position. I'm going to let Travis go. Zay Jones, he's down to 78 overall. He lost his star dev. He's at normal. Tyson Campbell, definitely want him to come back. I know we were offering him a deal. He turned it down. So let's go with the 5-year deal. He's coming back. He said he wants to go to the Super Bowl again too. Jawan Taylor, yeah, I want to bring him back. He's coming back. Ben Barch, left guard. He wants 1 year, $3.2 million. Might as well. We got to save some money somewhere. He's coming back. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. Trevor Lawrence is playing up to a 99 overall with X Factor. Christian Kirk still got X Factor. Mcdonald's up to superstar dev. The tight end still has normal dev, but he's playing up to an 80. Offensive line is still looking pretty decent overall. Defensively, Muma lost his star dev that he had. We need to upgrade the middle linebacker spot. Jabril Peppers got X Factor. Nice. That's really good to see. Cisco got bumped up to star dev too, so I guess keeping him at the starter all this time is finally starting to pay off. Defensive line, McFarland got superstar dev as a rookie. Nice to see. Hamilton lost his star dev, so we definitely need a stud middle linebacker. Could use a right outside linebacker if we need to, and we could upgrade the defensive tackle. On the offense, I don't think that we need anything, or we definitely need a wide receiver 3. That's basically it. We can still roll with Spade at tight end. Here in free agency, the only player I'm going to get is Rondell Moore, wide receiver. He's 84 overall, star dev. He's 25 years old. The linebackers in this free agency class were just terrible. They were all literally in the 70s. The only one that was in the 80s was that Olukan, the middle linebacker that we let go. I didn't want to re-sign him just because he's the only option. So what I'm going to do is try to get a better linebacker in the draft, or if I had to, I'll just trade for a legit middle linebacker. Here in the first round of the draft, we got pick number 31 since we lost in the Super Bowl. I'm going to draft this outside linebacker, Kerry Carroll. I'm not sure how you pronounce that name. He's a run stopper, but I'm going to end up moving him to middle linebacker. Hopefully he's going to be good. We only got him 50% scouted, but it says he's a top fit for us. He's 6'3", 239 pounds, 21 years old. Good acceleration, solid agility, elite change of direction, great jumping, elite speed, and good strength. We know for sure he has B awareness, B hit power, A play rec, A pursuit, C zone coverage. His tackle has the potential to be A, so I'm going to take a chance and make him the new starting middle linebacker if he has hidden dev. Hidden dev, 87 speed, like to see it. Here in the second round, we have pick number 20 because of one of the trades that we made last season. I'm going to draft this outside linebacker, Darren Ramsey. He's a pass coverage scheme fit. Says that he's a top fit for the Jaguars here, so that's good to see. Elite acceleration, decent agility, great change of direction, solid jumping, good speed, and marginal strength. Skills wise, he has B man coverage, D play rec, F stamina, B tackle, and A zone coverage. He has hidden dev. That's good to see. 82 speed. Still in the second round with the 31st pick that we actually had for our team. I'm going to draft this left guard, Lyndon Donald. He's a power scheme fit. He has A in a couple of categories. That looks good. He has elite change of direction, great acceleration, good speed, good strength. Skills, we know for sure he has A awareness, A impact block, A run block power, B lead block, B run block. So he's looking pretty decent. He only has normal dev, but that's alright though. He's a big guy, 6'5", 341 pounds. Checking out the draft recap, the outside linebacker we drafted is only a 73 overall. That's disappointing, but maybe it'll go up when we move into middle linebacker. He does have hidden dev, and then the other outside linebacker I drafted in the second round is only a 63 overall. Way low overall, but he does have hidden dev. He definitely will not be starting though. Left guard I drafted 73 overall. He has no more dev. Computer drafted everyone else. They drafted this wide receiver Daniel Foster in the third round. He does have hidden dev. He's 70 overall. At the beginning of season 4, this is what the lineup is looking like. Trevor Lawrence is a 98 overall with X Factor. Robinson's a 90 overall with Star. Christian Kirk's a 92 overall with X Factor. We brought in Rondale Moore at wide receiver. I wanted him to be wide receiver 3, but he's an 84 overall with Star, and Mcdonald's 81 overall with Superstar. Offensive line is still looking pretty decent overall. We got Spade playing tight end for us again with a 78 overall. Defensively, I am going to start the middle linebacker, Carroll. Well, I moved him to middle linebacker over Grove, so I'm probably going to end up trading Grove away to make sure that he starts. Jabril Peppers still has X Factor, 85 overall. Devin Lloyd's 82 overall with Star. Cisco got Star, 79 overall. Defensive line is looking pretty nasty. I'm looking for McFarland to have a breakout year this season and jump up to the mid 80s overall. Hamilton 79 overall with normal dev, so this defense is looking pretty sick altogether. We're 5-2, second in the division. The Colts are 6-1. The Texans are 3-4. The Titans are 1-6. We got 131 million in cap space. Christian Kirk wants 4 years, 78 mil. Might as well give it to him. He's 92 overall X Factor. He's only 28 years old. He's coming back. Brandon Scherf, I'm going to wait till the end of the year because he's probably going to go down some. Trayvon Walker, we do want to re-sign him. He's 87 overall star dev. He wants 3 years, 52 mil. We got plenty of cap space. He's coming back. I like it whenever everyone just signs the deal that we offer him. Kenny Moore, 30 years old, 86 overall star. I probably will re-sign him, but I'm going to wait till the end of the year because he's going to go down some. Same with Shaquille Griffin. I'm going to wait till the end of the year. He might end up losing a star dev. Devin Lloyd, do want to bring him back. He's 26 years old, 82 overall with star dev. He wants 5 years, 60 mil. We'll throw it at him. He's coming back. We still got 85 million in cap space. We finished 11-6, second in the division to the 12-5 Colts. The Texans went 8-9 and the Titans went 4-13. We have the number 3 ranked offense. Trevor Lawrence finished second in passing yards. Number 4 ranked defense. So everything is looking pretty good. Trevor Lawrence threw for 5,400 yards, 43 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 66% completion with the 105.5. Do y'all think he's going to get his 4th MVP in a row? What's going on here? James Robinson missed 8 games. Or he missed 9 games. He only played in 8. And then this backup running back, Presley, came in and did terrible with 3.2 yards per carry. But he did get 12 touchdowns though. Christian Kirk had 107 catches for 1,567 yards, 14 touchdowns. Stephen Mcdonald had 1,200 yards, 5 touchdowns. Rondale Moore, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. And Spade had 657 yards with 5 touchdowns. Defensively, Muma led the team in tackles with 119. Josh Allen had the most TFLs with 23. We got a ton of sack production. Trayvon Walker led the team with 18 sacks. Josh Allen, 17.5. McFarland had 5.5, and Hamilton had 2.5. Interceptions from the linebacker spot was 7. Muma had 4. Jabril Peppers had 4. Kenny Moore had 3. Roseman had 3. Cisco had 2, and Campbell had 1. So we got a ton of interceptions on the defense. Playing against the 11-6 Kansas City Chiefs in the wild card round. We also have the Broncos against the Ravens, the Bengals against the Colts, and the Jets had a first round bye week. What the heck? Panthers had a first round bye week on the other side. Yeah, things are getting crazy here in this Madden world. Playing in the snow in Kansas City in the wild card round. We're down 7-0 in the first. It's into the second. We're still 7-0. 14-0. We're losing in the second quarter. We're losing 21-0 in the third. 24-0. We're just getting murdered out here. 31-6. Fourth quarter, it's 38-12. 38-19. 38-26. We tried to come back at the end, but it was just way too late by then. The Chiefs beat the Giants in the Super Bowl 38-10 to win their third Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes won MVP of the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson won MVP of the regular season. Finally, someone besides Trevor Lawrence. Marshawn Wallace won Coach of the Year with the Jets. Christian McCaffrey won Offensive Player of the Year with the Panthers. And Von Miller won Defensive Player of the Year with the Bills. We got $109 million in cap space. I'm gonna try to bring back Brandon Scherf. He's 34 years old. He's still staying up to pretty decent overall with 85, and he has superstar. He wants 1 year, 11.3 mil. He's coming back. Still got 98 million in cap space. Kenny Moore, I'm gonna go ahead and offer him a deal for 1 year, 8.7 million. He's coming back. Shaquille Griffin, I'll just go ahead and offer it to him. Might as well. He's 31. He's still 83 overall. He wants more. All right, free agency for you then. Oh wait, hold on. He ended up signing? I thought it said that he wanted more. My bad. Let's try to bring this punter back. 2-year deal. All right, he's coming back. Devon Hamilton, I'm gonna let him walk and see if we can upgrade that defensive tackle spot. Same thing with Muma. I'm probably just gonna let him go and see if we can get anybody better. Since we got 80 million in cap space, we should be able to bring in some good players. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. Basically don't need anything on the offense. Maybe a tight end and maybe a left guard, I guess, if we have the money to spend on it. Defensively, we definitely need to get another middle linebacker because apparently Carroll, he's already lost his dev trait. I don't even know what it was, so it must have been star if he already lost it. So we need a middle linebacker and a right outside linebacker. Peppers dropped down to superstar, but that's still fine. He's up to 88 though. And we definitely need a defensive tackle. So I'm looking at a middle linebacker and a defensive tackle. If we can get a stud middle linebacker, we can move Carroll back to right outside linebacker to take Muma's spot. In free agency, this is probably the best free agency haul I've ever gotten in a 5-year rebuild because we had a ton of cap space and we splurged. A lot of players were actually interested in signing with us because we're a pretty good team. George Kittle, bringing him in at tight end, he's a 97 overall. 32 years old, he has star dev, he has 88 speed even though he's 32. Bringing in Tre'Davious White, superstar X Factor, 94 overall. Bringing Miles Jack back to the Jaguars, finally getting the stud middle linebacker that we've been needing. He is 89 overall, 30 years old with X Factor. And I'm bringing in John Franklin Myers. He's a defensive end, but I'm going to move him to defensive tackle, 85 overall with star dev. I'm going to draft this center. He's a power scheme fit. His name's Daniel Wallace. He has solid acceleration, solid agility, elite change of direction. Skills wise, he has A awareness, A lead block, A run block power, and A stamina. He has hidden dev. Probably end up moving him to play left guard. The center we drafted is a 74 overall, so he's definitely going to be starting right away. Everyone else, I'm not even worried about him because none of them are going to get any playing time. This is the last season of the rebuild. Starting lineup for the 5th and final season of the rebuild. Trevor Lawrence is still a 99 overall X Factor. James Robinson's a 91 with star. Christian Kirk 93 with X Factor. Rondell Moore's a 85 with star, and Mcdonald's a 85 with superstar. I moved that center we drafted to left guard. He's a 77 overall. He's gonna start over this guy. Offensive line is looking pretty good. We got George Kittle 99 overall normal dev at tight end. This team is stacked right now. We got Miles Jack coming over in free agency back to the Jaguars, 90 overall X Factor. I moved Carroll back to right outside linebacker. He's basically the weakest point we have on the team. Jabril Peppers 87 overall superstar. Devin Lloyd 85 overall superstar. Cisco's 82 overall with star. Tre'Davious White came over in free agency. He's a 95 X Factor. We got Griffin at cornerback 3. He was the #1 corner, at the beginning of the rebuild, and now he's the 3rd one. So that shows you the depth that we have. Kenny Moore 85 overall, cornerback 2 with star. Trayvon Walker has star dev 91 overall. McFarland 86 overall, superstar dev, defensive tackle 2. I moved John Franklin Myers to defensive tackle. It bumped him up to a 90 overall with star dev. Josh Allen got 94 overall X Factor now. The midseason point, we are currently 6-0, leading the division. The Colts are 5-2, the Titans are 2-4, and the Texans are 0-7. We're going to be playing against the Washington Commanders, who are also 6-0, and apparently there's something coming up that says the big game. Talk about the upcoming marquee matchup. Has to be because of the fact that we're both undefeated. I've never seen this before, so I'm about to click into it and see what's going on with it. This week you're facing the Commanders in what's being touted as the game of the week and potentially the game of the year. What's your key to victory? Veteran leadership or Trevor Lawrence? Obviously it's Trevor Lawrence. Dude's a beast. These games are where your stars have their chance to shine brightest, so we're expecting a big game out of Trevor Lawrence and for him to lead us to victory. Exactly what I just said. Trevor Lawrence will start the next game with X Factor activated. That don't even matter because we're not actually playing the game. Remain undefeated and beat the Commanders. Prove it or lose it. Simulated to the next week and we won 34-31, and now it says the big game, reflect on the big game. See what this is all about here. We really took it to them out there. A win like that really shows everyone in the locker room what we're capable of. Coach says exactly, but stay hungry. This is the level of play we're going to need to make a deep run in the playoffs, but let's not peak too soon. 4,500 XP for your entire team. Dang. End of the regular season, we finished 15-2, got a bye week in the playoffs. I was kind of hoping that we were going to get an undefeated season and go 17-0, but I'll still take 15-2 all day. We had the 9th ranked offense in the NFL. Defensively first, #1 defense in the NFL. Nice. Trevor Lawrence threw for 5,200 yards, 39 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 68% completion with a 108.2 rating. Pretty freaking good. Rushing wise, James Robinson had 912 yards, 4.5 per carry with 11 touchdowns. Back at running back, only had 3.2 per carry, but he still had 11 rushing touchdowns. Receiving, Christian Kirk, 115 catches, 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns. Rondale Moore, 1,200 yards, 5 touchdowns. Stephen Mcdonald had 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. George Kittle only had 588 yards with 9 touchdowns. He missed 2 games. And Spade still had 361 yards receiving at tight end with 3 touchdowns. Defensively, Miles Jack led the team in tackles with 120. Trayvon Walker had the most TFLs with 18. Josh Allen had 15. Franklin Myers had 11. Sacks, Trayvon Walker had 18.5. Franklin Myers had 12. Josh Allen had 11. McFarland had 6. So we're getting a lot of sack production here. Interceptions, Tre'Davious White had 6. Miles Jack had 3. Cisco had 2. And a few other guys had 1. Going to be playing against the 10-7 Raiders in the divisional round of the playoffs. They beat the Bengals 49-35. All right. And then the Bills beat the Chiefs, and they're going to be playing against the Colts for the divisional round of the playoffs. First quarter came and went, no score. Finally, we scored in the second quarter. We're up 14-0. Third quarter, it is 21-7, 21-14. We're still winning. We're up 28-14, 28-17 in the fourth quarter, 35-17, 35-24, 38-24. We win 38-24. Going to the AFC Championship game. AFC Conference Championship game, playing against the 10-7 Colts. They ended up beating the Bills 31-15. Nice. Third time making the AFC Championship in 5 seasons. We're losing 7-3 in the first. 14-3 we're losing. Come on, 17-3, 17-10. We got to come back here. 17-13. Third quarter we're down 20-13. Still 26-13 in the fourth. Come on, what the heck? 34-13. We're gonna lose this game and miss the Super Bowl. What the heck are y'all doing? Y'all out here sleeping? Did y'all eat y'all's Wheaties for breakfast or what? I guess not. The Commanders beat the Colts in the Super Bowl 34-24 to win their fourth Super Bowl. Trey Short, their quarterback, won MVP of the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow won MVP of the regular season with the Bengals. Doug Peterson won Coach of the Year with the Jaguars. Christian McCaffrey won Offensive Player of the Year with the Panthers. And Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year with the Browns. This is what the final team is looking like. James Robinson is injured for 2 weeks, but he's a 92 overall star div. Trevor Lawrence is a 99 overall superstar X Factor. He was just going off this whole entire rebuild. He won 3 MVPs in a row. Christian Kirk went off. He's up to a 94 overall X Factor. Mcdonald is a 90 overall. He's down to a star div. Rondale Moore is 90 overall star div. Sharp held his overall pretty good the entire rebuild. We brought in Kittle the last season, but he didn't really do much. Defensively, we made a whole bunch of upgrades. We brought Miles Jack back to the Jaguars. He's a 94 overall X Factor. We brought in Jabril Peppers. We ended up leaving Cisco at free safety. I tried to replace him a few times, but he actually held his own and did pretty good. Josh Allen got all the way up to a 96 overall with X Factor. Trayvon Walker's up to a 95 overall with Superstar Dev. And who else we got? Oh yeah, Griffin. He's still on the team. He's 82 overall Star Dev. So yeah, I think this is one of the best teams that I rebuilt personally. I think it was pretty good rebuild altogether. We couldn't make it to the Super Bowl, but we did hit 3 AFC Conference Championships. That's gonna be it for the video. I appreciate everyone for watching. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, say something down in the comments. Appreciate it. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.